This is perhaps the most depressing image in cartoon history. Tom and Jerry are sitting together on railroad tracks, waiting for an oncoming train to end their lives. That is saying something because this show had plenty of dark moments over the years. Let me tell you exactly how we got to this devastating ending. The episode starts with Tom already sitting on the railroad tracks, completely broken. Jerry watches from a bridge overhead, narrating the entire story. This is unusual because Jerry almost never speaks in Tom and Jerry cartoons, but here his inner voice tells us everything. Jerry explains that Tom and Jerry were actually best friends before all this happened. I know that sounds weird because usually they are enemies, but for this story, they genuinely cared about each other. Then one day, a white female cat walked by, and Tom immediately fell head over heels in love. She seemed interested in Tom at first. They went on dates and appeared happy together, but Jerry could tell something was wrong. He sensed she was manipulating Tom. She would stroke Tom's face and mold it into the shape of a jackass. That visual alone showed her true nature. She was using him. Jerry tried warning Tom, but love had made him blind and dumb. Then Butch showed up. Butch was a rich black cat who lived next door. The moment Butch noticed the white cat, he wanted her for himself. She immediately started paying attention to Butch because he had money. Tom refused to give up, though. He decided to compete for her affection through gifts. The first gift Tom bought was a single purple flower. He arrived at her house proud of his thoughtful gesture, but Butch had already given her a massive floral wreath as big as she was, with a note saying, "Love from Butch," written in yellow flowers. Tom's single flower looked pathetic in comparison. Strike one. Tom tried again. His next gift was a small bottle of perfume. Surely she would appreciate the gesture. But then an enormous tanker truck full of perfume pulled up to her house. The truck had "Love from Butch" written on the side. The white cat did not even acknowledge Tom's tiny bottle. She was too busy admiring Butch's extravagant display of wealth. Jerry kept trying to convince Tom to give up. He could see this woman was a gold digger who only cared about money. But Tom was obsessed. He refused to accept reality. When perfume failed, Tom decided to go bigger. He used every penny he had saved to buy a diamond ring. It was the smallest diamond ring in existence, but it was all he could afford. Tom presented it to the white cat with hope in his eyes. Then Butch showed up with a diamond so massive and shiny that you literally needed eye protection to look at it. The white cat threw Tom's ring aside without a second thought. She only had eyes for Butch's giant rock. Any reasonable person would have walked away at this point. But Tom was beyond reason. Like, love had destroyed his judgment completely. Tom made one final desperate attempt. He signed his life away to buy a car. The contract stated 312 monthly payments at 112% interest. That deal cost him an arm and a leg, literally. He sold himself into slavery, essentially. And what did he get for this insane financial commitment? A tiny, cute wagon that could barely hold two people. Tom drove this pathetic vehicle to the white cat's house, believing it would finally win her over. Then Butch rolled up in a limousine. An actual luxury limousine that made Tom's wagon look like a child's toy. The white cat got into Butch's limo without even glancing at Tom. That was the moment Tom's heart shattered completely. After losing everything for nothing, Tom spiraled into severe depression. He stopped caring about anything. He started drinking heavily. In this cartoon, he drinks milk, but the way he gulps it down makes it clear he is trying to numb the pain. He ignores Jerry's attempts to help him. Tom stumbles around drunk and miserable. At one point, he nearly drowns in a flooded gutter. Jerry saves him, but Tom does not even care. He wanted to die. Then the final blow came. Butch and the white cat drove by in the limousine with a "just married" sign on the back. They got married. Tom lost her forever. That is when Tom walked to the railroad tracks and sat down to wait for a train. Back in the present, Jerry finishes his narration. He feels terrible for his friend, but believes there is nothing he can do. Jerry thinks about how lucky he is to have a loving girlfriend who would never betray him like that. Then Jerry sees a car drive by. His girlfriend is in the passenger seat. The car has a "just married" sign on it. She married a rich mouse. Jerry's girlfriend was no better than the white cat. She was another gold digger who dumped Jerry for money. Jerry's world collapses in that instant. He realizes he is in the exact same situation as Tom. Heartbroken and devastated, Jerry climbs down from the bridge and walks to the railroad tracks. Tom sees Jerry approaching and immediately understands why. Tom does not say a word. He just shifts to the side, making room for Jerry next to him. Jerry sits down beside his friend. They do not need to speak. They both know what comes next. The train whistle blows in the distance. The sound gets louder and louder. Then the cartoon fades to black. We never see what happens, but the implication is crystal clear. Blue Cat Blues is hands down the darkest episode in Tom and Jerry history. It is also one of the most real. This episode aired in 1956 during the original Hanna-Barbera era. People often mistakenly think this was the final episode of the series. It was not. The actual final episode was Tot Watchers, which came out in 1958, but Blue Cat Blues feels like an ending because of how definitive and devastating it is. The episode rarely airs on American television anymore. Cartoon Network and Boomerang avoid it because of the heavy themes of alcoholism, depression, and suicide. But it remains available on DVD and iTunes for those who want to watch it. This episode teaches brutal lessons about love and self-worth. Tom made every mistake possible. He put all his happiness into one person who did not deserve it. He ignored his best friend's warnings. He bankrupted himself trying to buy affection. He had no identity or purpose outside of this toxic relationship. Tom believed the white cat was all he had. That is exactly why he could not have her. She saw his desperation and exploited it. People like her prey on people like Tom. The episode shows how dangerous it is to make another person your entire world. When they leave, and they will leave if the relationship is built on desperation, you have nothing left. The white cat represents everything wrong with shallow relationships based on material things. She never cared about Tom as a person. She only wanted what he could give her. When someone richer came along, she dropped Tom instantly. Butch probably thinks he won, but the episode hints that he is just the next victim. The white cat will leave Butch too if someone wealthier appears. That is how gold diggers operate. They always trade up. True love cannot be bought with flowers, perfume, diamonds, or cars. If someone only loves you for what you can provide financially, they do not love you at all. Tom also failed to love himself. He had no self-respect or boundaries. He let the white cat manipulate him and make a fool of him. He ignored every red flag. Jerry could see the truth clearly, but Tom refused to listen. When you do not have love for yourself, you become easy prey for manipulative people. They sense your desperation and use it against you. Tom needed to work on himself before pursuing any relationship, but instead, he threw himself at someone who saw him as a wallet. The episode also explores the deep friendship between Tom and Jerry. Throughout the story, Jerry tries desperately to save Tom from destroying himself. Jerry cares about his friend, even though Tom pushes him away. When Jerry joins Tom on the tracks at the end, it shows loyalty and shared pain. Tom immediately makes room for Jerry without judgment or questions. That moment reveals true friendship. They face their darkest hour together. Some critics praise Blue Cat Blues for showing the genuine bond between these characters. Others condemn it for glorifying suicide as a solution to problems.